Hey guys, it's Fudo Yusei here, and I'm coming at y'all with another deck profile for our channel, Legendary Duels. And as you can see, we're working on Kaito Tenjo from Mark V. Psych, I'm playing from Zexa. We don't have all his cards from Mark V yet. I wish. But yes, this is a version 2 of his deck. If you haven't noticed, we have the version 1 deck already out in our channel, so y'all should check that out if y'all want. It's a deck that you can use, you know, to duel it, you know, against your friends and stuff. They have character decks as well. Obviously, we have certain anime cards, as you already know from all our previous deck profiles. But definitely, this is the version 2 of his deck. It focuses a little more on, you know, it's more versatile than the first one. A lot better cards out in the deck. So let's begin, and we'll work out with the monsters first. Here we have the man, his ace monster. Yes, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. A lot of y'all know his effect. You can contribute 2 monsters with 2000 attack or more from your field, and you can special summon him. And then during either player's battle step, when this card battles, you can banish both that monster and this monster. And then they come back at the end of the battle phase. And if it was an Xyz that it battled, it gains 500 depending on the Xyz material. So it's a pretty good card still. We also have Galaxy Knights. Yes, he has 2. Pretty good effect as well. If you control a Galaxy or Photon, you can, you know, normal summon it without tributes. And then if you do, you can target 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard, and if possible, and regardless, this card loses 1000 attack, and if it does, special summon that target, if any, in face of defense position. The attack decrease lasts only to the end phase, so that's pretty good. This is a pretty good card, and you see it a lot in the show, it's actually if you watched it. We also have a few new cards. We have Galaxy Mirror Sage. So these are flip effects, which is pretty cool. Galaxy Mirror Sage is a pretty good card. When it flips, you gain 500 life points for each Galaxy monster in your graveyard, and then if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, if this card is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can, you know, after being flipped face up, you can special summon a level 4 lower Galaxy monster from your deck or graveyard and face down defense position, but then it gets banished after leaving the field. So it's a pretty good card. Then we have Galaxy Tyranno. This is a really good combo card with another card that I will mention when we get to it. What it does simply is when a Galaxy monster you control is targeted for an attack, you could special summon it, and then, you know, from there just in defense position, then you just Xyz summons with that card and the Galaxy monster that was targeted. And obviously you can only Xyz summon 1 Galaxy Xyz monster using only the Xyz monster you control. So you know, so example, you have this guy, and you have a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon or any level 8, and you want to go for you know, number 62 Prime Photon Dragon, you can do that. So it's a pretty good card. I like it. I use it with the combo. So now we also have Galaxy Wizard. It becomes a level 8, easy access for the, you know, big Xyz monsters that Kaito has, or you can use it to search out Galaxy monster from your deck, you know. So it's a pretty good card. We also have Photon Lizards. Good cards as well. You can tribute them. You can tribute 1, you know, tribute it by itself and add a level 4 lower Photon monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use their effects once per turn, so it's pretty good. So with Galaxy Wizard, you have the Galaxy Search and the Photon Lizards. You can search out for the photons. We have also Photon Crusher. Just a beast egg, attacks, it switches to defense, and it's a good feed if you want to go for the old classic, you know, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon summon. We also have Photon Circle, pretty good card. It cuts in half any damage you would receive from battles involving it, so it's a pretty good defensive card in itself. Plus as a level 4, you can Xyz summon. We have Photon Chargeman. You can make him a 2000 once per turn, but he can't attack on the turn you activate that effect, and it lasts until your next standby phase. After you've activated this card, and it can't attack. So it's just feed for Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon if you want to summon it the old, fashion way, attributing to, 2000 or higher beaters and bring it out. We have Photon Cerebrus, pretty good card. He's normal summoned, no trap cards can be activated from either players, so pretty good, pretty good. It's, if that's good if you're trying to go for game and your opponent has some back row, you don't want him to use it, so boom, that's perfect. Then we have Kirby Photon. Obviously we use the anime effect where instead of paying 2,000, you pay half your life points. It's like in the anime, so everything else is the same except for the paying life points to make any damage you take 0 this turn, or you would just take no damage this turn when you activate that effect. But instead of paying 2,000, since it's a character deck and we try to keep it in the character duels, with 4,000 life points, you just pay half your life points. So that's a pretty good card, especially the anime effect is better. You can stay alive a lot, because of his recycling effect where you just ditch a photon from your hand and bring it back to your hand. We have, Photon Thrasher, pretty good card, special summon it. He's a 21 beefsteak. If you have another monster, you can't attack, but if you don't, he's a 21 beater. He's pretty high there. And anything you could just succeed with it, so it's pretty good. And then we have this card, Paladin of Photon Dragon. Pretty good card. Yeah, whenever he kills a monster, you draw. Whenever this card kills a monster, you draw. You draw a card. His other effect is, the effect before that is you can tribute him to special summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand or deck. So that's the real good effects. You want to get Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon out as fast as possible to apply the pressure. We have Photon Satellite, so it's a pretty good card. When you summon, you can target another Photon, and then it gains level, combined level. Let's say you target level 3 Photon monster, so they both become level 4, which is pretty good because then you can easy XC summon with it. So it's a pretty good card. Then we have Photon Pirate. He's a pretty good effect as well, because up to twice per turn you can banish a Photon and it gains a 1,000 attack until the end phase. So you can either use that to, as a feed to bring out Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon if you're trying to bring it out the old-fashioned way, like in the anime, or you could just make him a 2,000 or 3,000 beater depending on how many Photons you banish. So it's a pretty good card to get over stuff too. Then we have the 2 cards that are not Photons but work good in the deck, which is Dimension Wanderer and Shining Angel. Dimension Wanderer simply just works with Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. When you use Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you just send that to the graveyard and then your opponent takes 3,000. And Shining Angel is self-explanatory. He dies in battle and is sent to the graveyard. Special summon a light monster from your deck with 1 other 500 attack or less in attack position, so it's pretty good. So that's it for the monsters. So now we have the traps. Kaito the show doesn't really run a lot of traps. He's kind of like the opposite of Yusei. Yusei runs a lot of traps, but Kaito doesn't. He runs very low count on traps. And these are his traps. First trap, Killing Reward. It's a pretty good card. It's an anime card as well. It never came out. You can see it there. The effect is when exactly one monster your opponent controls is destroyed, apply an appropriate effect based on its level. So if the card that was destroyed was a level 5 or 6, you draw a card. If it was a level 7 or higher, you draw 2. So it's a pretty good draw card. Then we have Mirror Shade. It's you pay half your life points and you take no battle damage this turn. So that's pretty much all it does. And it's an anime card as well. I wish they made that in real life, but I don't know. Then we have Photon Escape. It's a pretty good defensive card. When a photon is targeted for an attack, banish that attack target, then end the battle phase. You can see anime card as well. Luminize, pretty, decent card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and one face-up light monster you control gains attack equal to that target's attack until the end of your next end phase. So it's pretty good. So you can have a really strong monster out on the field with that. And the last card is Battle Simulation. another anime card. With this, when the monster battles another monster, during this battle phase only, half the attack of both monsters, both of those monsters, also they cannot be destroyed by battle. So it's a pretty good stall card, especially if you're trying to protect a monster on your field. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's another anime card. You can see it.